Okay, we're live. All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody who is joining us back again for the fourth and final part of Gooyow, Get Out of Your Own Way. Um, for those of you who've been joining us regularly each week, or maybe you've caught most of the, I'll call them episodes, the webinars, I've been giving out coffee mugs. So if anybody wants one of these cool Kimbia coffee mugs, email Taylor@kimbia.com and I will send one to you. Happy to do it. A few of you emailed me last week. It should be on its way to you if you didn't already get it. I hope you already got it. If you didn't, let me know. I think I got everyone covered who emailed me about it. So that's the coffee mug thing. All right. Well, if anybody is joining us for the first time in this series, this is a series called Get Out of Your Own Way. I wanted to hashtag Gooyow, and I wanted to do this to make it extremely easy to tune in to short 15-minute webinars once a week for a series of 4 weeks in June. If you're not familiar with Kimbia, we do all sorts of different online fundraising campaigns. We work with thousands of nonprofit organizations, higher ed institutes, and community foundations to raise money for their causes. So online fundraising is our jam. My favorite things are coffee, chocolate, and digital trends. You can follow us today at Kimbia Inc. on Twitter, and you can follow me at T-Shake Cycles on Twitter. And hashtag Gooyow if you are liking this. So, all right, let's get on into it. As each week we've done, I like to bring 3 tips each time around the ideology of practicality. That's what getting out of your own way is all about. So today is going to have nothing to do with online fundraising, like we've talked about in prior episodes. It's not going to have anything to do with strategy or tools to do fundraising. It's all about getting out of our own way with communication and communication across departments. In my time working with lots of different types of organizations over the past decade who are all trying to raise money for their causes, I have noticed that communication can be a real challenge for people, and it can really inhibit people from moving forward. This is where we can really get in our own way. But I don't think people are talking about it enough. So I want to talk about it. All right. And I want to give you some tips on some things that have worked for me in the past that might help you and your organization communicate better and work more effectively together. All right. So I'm going to do a poll. We're going to start out with a poll. Excuse the funny comic strip. I couldn't help myself. Let me get this poll started. I want to know, I've got 2 polls today actually. First, I want to know who of you knows what other departments at your organization are actually focused on. Let me know if you're like, oh yeah, I totally know what other departments are working on. Or you're like, I kind of know. Or if you're like, no, I don't know at all. Let me know what you think. Okay, I'm going to close that poll. I'm going to share the results. So 28% said yes for sure. Okay, that's awesome. 67% said sort of. I had kind of a feeling it might be in the middle. So the majority of people are kind of in the middle. Like, yeah, I kind of know what's going on. And then 6% said no, not at all. So I definitely want to give some tips for all of you to help out with this. I want to do one more poll, kind of a similar poll. Let me get this other one going. This one's slightly different take on this poll. I want to know if you might have a general sense of what other departments are working on, but do you know if you as an organization are focused on the same top level priorities? So like the high level goals. Let me know, are you in sync with what the top 3 things should be focused on right now at your organization? Cool. All right. All right, another couple of seconds here. We'll get that one closed down and shared out. Okay, I'm going to close it. Boop. And share. Okay, so 28% said yes for sure. That is awesome. 50% again fell in the kind of like maybe in the middle category. 11% said I don't think so, and 11% said I don't know. That's totally okay. This happens. This is not, you are not alone. And that's why I want to talk about communication today, because you are not alone. This happens at all companies, at all nonprofits, I think, where sometimes communication gets out of sync. Sometimes it's really in sync, and that's when things really start working well. Sometimes it's out of sync, and that is when things start falling apart. So let's talk about some tools and tips. First off, I just want to put tip number one out there as like a high-level strategic idea. Disrupt the silos. There are silos that plague so many different types of organizations and companies that get created. People are working in their own little silo and not talking to each other. And I truly believe that communication silos are one of the number one contributing factors that inhibit growth or progress. And I don't think people are talking about that. So disrupt the silos. Well, what does that mean? How can I do that? I'm going to get into that in tip number 2 and 3. It can start with you and your team alone. So if other departments are not sharing their plans with you, just start sharing your plans with them. Be the first one to put it out there on the table and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Maybe this will help you to know what's going on in marketing or development or whatever organization you're in. Share that with other organizations and share the love and spread the love. And remember that change can begin with even just you. So if you're at a small organization and you're thinking like, oh, well, it's just me and there's all these different people in different departments and I can't really make change, you've got to think positively about that and recognize that one person can start the change. And positivity can spread like wildfire if you will start that. So if you are challenged with this right now at your organization, I want you to start thinking about how you can disrupt the silos. Okay, so now here are some tools that can help you do that to help you start sharing and collaborating better. All right, I am a former project manager, and so I love project management tools. I love collaboration tools, and I have used all different types of project management and collaboration tools over the past years in many different roles. I've been in project management, I've been in marketing, I've been in, strategy and driving strategy. So there's a whole gamut of things out there that some are good for other things. Some are better than others for certain things. So there's spreadsheet formats like Smartsheet, if anybody's ever used that. There's even just creating a shared Google Doc spreadsheet. You can create like calendar templates, things like that if you're trying to share out a plan or a calendar or something like that. There's a visual formats if you're in marketing. I'll show you this one at the end. I'll pull up these websites and show a couple of examples at the end. Trello, Kelly and I actually use Trello ourselves right now together for all of the stuff that we do here at Kimbia. And it's a great tool that allows you to kind of like get if you're a visual person, get a visual view of what is currently being worked on, what's coming up next, and what's been done. Basecamp is great because it's got a little bit of everything in there. There's calendar features, there's document upload features, there are chat features within it. So those are just a few of the tools out there. And if you're not using something like this and you're thinking, well, oh, that might be expensive, all of these tools either have free options or very inexpensive options. So I definitely recommend checking them out. Okay, there's also, and really what I think that this does is, it helps you keep people accountable. So if you've got a cross-department project going on and you know you have a lot of stakeholders in the mix, people that are going to be doing different parts of the project for whatever program you're building or new technology you're trying to implement at your organization or things like that, it helps keep people accountable. It helps everyone log into one place and see this is what is being worked on, this is what's coming up next, and this is who is on working on what and who's responsible for it. So it just allows you to kind of like know the progress without having to necessarily ask or feel like you're micromanaging by sending an email and saying, where is this all the time? If people use the tools and really adopt it, it helps sort of cut out some of that micromanagement that people don't really like anyways. Okay, Google Docs is another option for collaboration, and if you're not using this already, you can check it out. They offer lots of free options and opportunities for nonprofit to use the whole Google suite and gamut of tools out there. So check that out if you're not using it and you've got a lean budget. All right, so that's a little bit about first, get a project manager. First, disrupt the silos. Second, do this by getting a shared project management tool or system to share documents, collaborate with each other. All right, 3, use other collaboration tools as well. I like video meetings because video meetings make people pay attention to each other. So if you're on a phone call, let's say you have people who are distributed, you're not all in the office, maybe sometimes you're in the office, sometimes you're not. Doing a video call using something like Zoom or Join Me or Skype, or even I think you can even do video calls through Slack. That makes people pay attention to each other and drives that relationship building. You can see the person's body language and feedback when you're talking to them, and that makes a huge, huge, huge difference when trying to communicate with people over the phone if you're not in the office together. So I love video meetings. People get weirded out by video meetings at first, but once you get over it, once people get over that and just kind of like let go of the whole video meeting fear, it can help tremendously. So I love that. Instant Messenger is a great way to chat as well. So I don't know, maybe people here feel like email can get a little bit out of control at times. Instant Messenger is a great tool to use for what I refer to as the quick wins and the easy conversations. You don't want to have a very detailed conversation per se over Slack or Google IM or some other IM chatting tool. Okay, you need to get on the phone, you need to get in a room, get in a video meeting, something like that. But if you've got a simple question and you just need a quick answer, chat is a great way to communicate. I've been using Slack for the past few years now, and I like Slack for the ability that it has to set up a series of topics, and different people can, I guess, really kind of like opt into those topics within your organization. Slack refers to them as channels. So like marketing could have a channel, development could have a channel, IT could have a channel. You could have all these different channels, and people within those departments can be a part of that channel. Then you can also direct message with individuals, or you can group message. So what I like about using Slack is that group messaging functionality. If you need to get 2 or 3 people on a chat about something quick that you just need to hash out, it's a great way to kind of like get out of the inbox and, not be so overloaded with all of these emails. Now, I will say Slack and these IM tools, they can be totally overused. So try to think about using them for the easy conversations, for the quick questions, the quick wins. Because when you let that be your only vehicle of communication, things can go bad then too. There's still a time and a place for an email when you have something very detailed to share. And there's still a time and a place, obviously, for phone calls. So I like to recommend using a mix of video plus chat plus collaboration documents. Okay, so I want to just pull up a couple of these websites and show them. I'm going to get my screen shared. 1 second. If I can. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to show you Trello first. This is actually just kind of a quick board I created as an example where it's like we're a marketing department here. Kelly and I are at Kimbia, and we wanted to start mapping out what, different events and things that we're doing and going to. Here's one of my favorite things about Trello. You can drag and drop. You can chat to each other in it. You can create checklists, due dates, all sorts of things. So Trello is really great, like I said, for visual people. Okay, Basecamp is great for, like I said, a little bit of everything. There's message boards, as you can see here. There's to-do lists. There's calendar features. There are docs and files, collaboration and sharing methods as well within that. And then finally, the last one I want to show, just because it's a little bit different too, and it's that kind of spreadsheet format, is something that I've used in the past called Smartsheet. And that's, like I said, it's more of an extremely fancy spreadsheet tool for project managers. You can do Gantt charting and things like that in there and get pretty sophisticated. You can send email notifications to people. So if a task is coming up and it's due soon, they can get an email reminder about it. I should probably say that none of these companies are asking me to talk about their tools. I'm simply sharing this from one nonprofit marketer to another.
Hey, Taylor.
Yes, that is what I've got today. Kelly, what questions do we have?
So we haven't had any questions, but we've had some tips come in.
Awesome.
So Norman said that they use Smartsheets and they've set up weekly reports to send out to staff so that they can see info without having to log in, which they rarely do. So I think that's a good tip and plug for Smartsheets too. And then another one for another reason that video chats are good is that it discourages multitasking, which is very true and something that Taylor and I talk about a lot.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. Any other tools anybody has used and liked or used and disliked for any reason? Type those into the questions box.
Yeah, we'd love to share. And another tip that was written in was to mix up seating so that people from different departments get to sit together.
Ooh, that's a good one too. I like that.
And that's something that we actually tried here at Kimbia as well.
Yeah. And one other thing too I'll say is when people come to meetings, if it's a meeting in a room, you're all huddling in a room, whoever is maybe sharing something on their screen should have a laptop open, right? But if everybody's sitting around working on their laptops, how much do you think they're paying attention? So one more tip that I just thought of is try to just say, hey, everyone, we've got to talk about this. We'd appreciate laptops down so that we can all focus and really be present for the conversation and actively listening to each other. And I think even using language like that, saying we want to actively listen to each other, we want to have everyone truly present for the conversation, is friendly language to where you won't get people then kind of getting rubbed the wrong way.
And I bet your meeting times would go down as well.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, that is all I've got now for Guyao. If anybody has any other tips, chat in.
Wait, we do have another tip. I love this one too from Kate, that they do they do meetings in the mornings that are stand-up meetings, and that is awesome because it helps people be away from their computers.
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
That's a cool idea. I've never
sometimes
heard
we
of
need
that.
to go back to old school, like notepads, and just bring a notepad and a pen to every meeting and leave the laptop away, as long as you can. I love that idea of standing. That's a great idea. Actually, our one of our teams here does that too. They kind of do this stand up every day, and they really do literally all just stand up. And I think it's brilliant. All right. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. That's great. I love it. I love it. If you want to chat with us more, email us at info@kimbia.com. If you've got a question for me, T Shank, email me at taylor@kimbia.com. If you want a coffee mug, email me at taylor@kimbia.com and I will send one to you. So stay in touch. If you loved this webinar series and you want to see more of this type of stuff, please let us know because we'd love to keep doing it if it's something that's resonating with you and you like it and you like the short format. If you have recommendations for us, I'm an open book. So please, love to hear recommendations as well. Please feel free to email us and say, hey, could you do something on this topic or, that topic? We love to hear from you. So really appreciate you guys tuning in and have a great rest of the week. All right. Bye.